Alright everybody, this is just a few quick reminders on how we use Google SketchUp. Now what we need to do is, if we're on a school computer, we need to navigate down to Start, go into All Programs, then we need to use our scroll bar, and we're going to come all the way down until we find this little folder here, Google SketchUp 8. Click on that, and then it pops open and you'll see the little Google SketchUp symbol and the little pencil with the little house, and we click on there and we get started. What it's going to do is, because it's Google, it's always going to come open and want you to connect to the internet. You can if you like, but the thing is you don't actually have to. So all you need to do is just close that down, put your password in if you want, but no need for it. The first step that we need to do every time we open up is we choose a template. Now what that means is, what kind of a background do we want, and what do we want our rulers to measure in. Now we've got the choice of things like grass and concrete and all kinds of different backgrounds. Some of them are even totally clear, but for what we're doing in designing our little city, it's probably for the best to just stick with a grassy background and meters. Then we click on Start using SketchUp. When it opens up, we get our little person here. Now our person is for scale, and what I mean by scale is it gives us an idea of sizes. So if I was going to build a house here, I might need to make sure that just by eye to begin with, is it big enough, or is it too big, or is it too small? Now one of the most useful things that we have here is our orbit tool, the ones with the little arrows that go all the way around like that. So when I click on there, I hold my finger down, and it allows me to orbit around. I can go underground, I can go around, I can look all the way around, and I'm orbiting around my little workspace there. The thing that we have that we're looking at is we've got our three axes. We've got the blue, the green, and the red axes. Now they give us our height, our width, and our depth. They are our three dimensions. If I choose the circle tool, and I get a blue one, and I create a blue circle, when I make it 3D, it'll go up and down. It'll go along the blue axis because it was a blue circle to begin with. I'll rub that one out with using my eraser now. If I was to get my circle and I was to change my orbit and make it a green circle, it's going to go forward and backward along the green axis. And I'll give us a look there. So what we need to make sure that we do is we always need to be conscious of our three dimensions. Our blue for our height, our red for our width, and our green for our depth. Now, the good tools that we can use: orbit, my hand tool to move things along without orbiting around, of course my shapes, my push and pull tool to make things in from 2 dimensions to 3 dimensions. I've also then got my tape measure. If I say, how tall is my person? My person is 1.68 meters tall. Okay, that gives me an idea. How tall is my house? 2.5. It's tall enough. It's the right size, and we can see that by looking at it. Other handy tools. If I were to create some windows, some doors, remember our paint bucket tool. Our paint bucket tool gives us a range of different things that we can paint in with. It's not just colours. So if I was going to do my window, I might choose translucent, which means transparent, see-through. I might choose some blue glass, translucent glass blue, and I click on there. And as we can see, it creates a transparent window. If I wanted to do my door, click on my paint bucket again. Let's go to something like wood. I'll choose a timber that I like the look of, and I make a timber door. Nice and easy. The thing that a lot of people don't realise is that I can actually use the roller on my mouse to zoom in and zoom out. And if I zoom in far enough by using a combination of my hand tool and my orbit arrows, I can actually zoom in and zoom, 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 continuing to zoom, and if I watch it very carefully, see how we came through the glass? We've actually gone inside the room. I'm going to get my hand tool and show it to you again. I now get the roller on my mouse, I'll zoom in, and we're inside. If I build things inside, remember, watching for the colours, blue, so it's going to come up and down. If I make things on the inside, I can colour them in too. Now when I come back outside, it gives me an interior, and I can actually start to then build things with interiors, exteriors. I can put in streets, pavement, whatever I need to do. I can put things underground. I can make underground plumbing. I could make things in the air. I can make all sorts of things. Now, what our challenge is going to be is to use these tools to create your town within your space, and it is unlimited. You can continue to go for as long as you need to, remembering to keep measuring, because this over here, 48 meters, doesn't look that big. Really only looks the size that that person was when we first started, but it's to do with perspective. It's just a long way away. If I build a house up here and I make it big, how big is it? Make sure we've got our sizes, make sure we've got our scale, and we can begin to build a fantastic designed town. Be careful. Look what I've done. Put it up in the air. You need to make sure that when you're doing things, you're in the right view, so you can make sure you put things into the right position. So if I zoom back in now, get my orbit arrows, get my hand, get my orbit arrows, using a combination of these tools, I can make sure that when I draw it, it's actually on the ground and it's in the right position.